Hello, this is James. You know, after a hard King of Games grind, I like to relax with a glass of wine and a finely seasoned cheese deck. Naturally, for our cheese decks, we're going to use Last Gamble, and the topic of the day, Windrose the Elemental Lord. Now you see this guy, and you think that he's the star of the show, and there's 8 million videos about him already. But the real star of our show today is Winged Rhynos and his beautiful interaction with Pineapple Blast. Now, Winged Rhynos, as a wind-type monster, combos well with our Last Gamble Windrose deck because we need 5 wind monsters in the graveyard, exactly 5, in order to special summon him and blow up all of the traps. So, the engine that we're going to use for accumulating wind-type monsters is Featherizer. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can send 1 Gemini monster from your deck to the graveyard and draw 1 card. This goes well with Gemini Soldier. Your Featherizer, you play him face down, he gets destroyed by battle, and you get to draw a card, and you get to send a Gemini Soldier to the graveyard. So in 1 turn, you already have 2 out of your 5 monsters, wind monsters that you need in the graveyard. And then on turn 5, you can dump 2 more wind monsters and draw a bunch of cards and special summon Windrose the Elemental Lord. And if you have the second one, you can special summon him as well. Last Gamble, it lets us control the number of wind monsters that we have in the graveyard for that final cheesy push. But I haven't even talked about Winged Rhynos yet. Winged Rhynos, as I discussed in my top 10 rares and normals from the Rampage of the Forest box video, works with Pineapple Blast by blowing up all of your opponent's monsters, and it's beautiful. But it's a tad restrictive. So Pineapple Blast, when you normal summon a monster, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, destroy your opponent's monsters so that your opponent controls the same number of monsters as you. Your opponent chooses which of their monsters are destroyed. Now, for this to work, your opponent needs to already control more monsters than you would have when you normal summon your monster. So if you have 0 monsters and you have Pineapple Blast set, they need to control 2. So that when you normal summon your Winged Rhynos, they already have 1 more monster than you do, and Pineapple Blast can activate. And that's the reason that we have Horsey Tail. Horsey Tail, when this card is destroyed by battle, it's another wind-type monster, sent to the graveyard, special summon 1 Horsey Tail token to your opponent's side of the field. So this Horsey Tail gives the opponent an extra monster so that we can activate Pineapple Blast more easily. Our other cards are Enemy Controller and Arrival Rivals for the sweetest of BMs. So you have the blue one and the green one, and they're duking it out, and the red one is me, and I shove open the door with my bad manners. In seriousness, this combos with this and this to make for some dope plays during the opponent's battle phase. So they have all of their monsters, they have all their D heroes set out, ready to kick you in the tuchus, and you play Arrival Rivals, normal summon your Winged Rhynos, activate Pineapple Blast, and then activate Winged Rhynos, returning him to your hand, and blow up their entire field. So between Windrose destroying all of their back row and Winged Rhynos destroying all of their monsters, it leaves the opponent naked in the wind. And so we are going to go watch some replays together because that worked out well pretty much last time. And this way we get to hang out. So let's do that, and let's do that. Let's go to our replays. So our first replay is against Bandit Keith. I think he was using the skill Switcheroo. And it's a Gladiators deck. Hertzion. I wonder if that's some kind of European. Rocking that KC Cup logo. Make sure you get King of Games this month, because that's a free pass into the KC Cup. So we start off with our Featherizer, and we're going to set him, and D. Makari is going to attack into it, and the once mighty gladiators are going to feel the wrath of my no back row deck once more. And here we're going to set the Horsey Tail, and he is not going to attack because he recognizes the cheese, so he's going to summon Gladiator Beast Neurokius. He's going to attack my Horsey Tail, but Neurokius negates effects, so Horsey Tail's effect of putting on token doesn't activate, but we have plenty of wind monsters. Now we have 5. We're going to special summon Windrose, the Elemental Lord. He's going to get Econ'd. That's okay. We're going to blow up the rest of his back row. Special summon our second Windrose. Tribute take the Neurokius. And that's the whole game. But we haven't seen our star yet. That was Windrose, the Elemental Lord. That's just the opening act. We need to see our winged Rhynos. Come on, give Daddy that sweet cheese. Here's a Seto Kaiba, and this is the Hazy Flame deck. This is the Hazy Flame beatdown deck, and if they don't get out their full combo immediately, you've got a good solid chance. So if your friends are running the Hazy beatdown deck, then this is a good way to counter them. Now he has 2 Gyokos. I took a calculated risk. I played both of my Pineapple Blasts, thinking that he would have 1 Gyoko, but he has both of them, as we see here. But I'm not going to get swamped this turn because I have both of my Featherizers set, and that's also gonna prime Windrose very nicely. So that's 2 wind monsters, and that's 2 more wind monsters, and that's 3,100 damage. That hurts, but not as much as this is going to hurt. We send 1 more wind monster, and we send 1 Econ. We get a 1, but that's okay, because we have both Windroses. We special summon the Windrose to free the Pineapple, normal summon our star, Winged Rhynos, activate both just for the heck of it. And now we're only going to get 2 monsters, but it's going to be enough for a near lethal blow. If we had a Rivals, we could normal summon Winged Rhynos once again, but it's too much for him, and he scoops. This next replay is against Astro Phoenix using Destiny Heroes. U10. The Destiny Heroes are another swarm deck, and it's also a good target for this deck as well. So he's gonna go Vion. I see he's a money spender. He has 2 Vions. He's gonna get his Polymerization, and he's gonna get his most dangerous of heroes. Nobody expected Destiny Heroes to be meta, but I'm seeing them more and more, and they're brutally effective. Especially when you have both Maliciouses. I have to grind out my second one. So we're gonna set the full back row. Okay? In the middle, we have Pineapple Blast. On the right, we have Enemy Controller. And on the left, we have Rivals. This is really the only play that we can make, because he would just blow through Gemini Soldier, and I don't want to waste Winged Rhynos. So the play that I'm thinking is our Arrival Rivals Pineapple Blast Winged Rhynos sweet combo. And to do that, I need to bluff him. So, which one does he pick? He picks the exact wrong one, and I just go, even though he can switch it back to attack position, I activate enemy controller to give him a false sense of security, and activate Arrival Rivals into the Winged Rhynos, activate Pineapple Blast. He activates Dangerous's effect to get Celestial in the graveyard so that he can draw more cards, but both those monsters are gonzo. Set the Featherizer so that we can get more wind monsters, and there's the second Vion. He's gonna banish Celestial to draw more cards. Now here, so he summons the Red Eyes, and then summons the Red Eyes, puts the Dangerous, that actually didn't occur to me, puts the Dangerous on the Red Eyes. We have 4 wind monsters in the, no, we have 3 wind monsters in the graveyard. We're set up for a last gamble, and we have a Windrose. So the Windrose is going to, and actually we have both Windroses. So we have 4,000 life points. He has a 3,000 attack point monster, and the best that he can draw is one of his small monsters, so he can't kill us this turn. I'm explaining this because he disconnected. But since we have, I believe it's three wind. Anyway, we have enough monsters that we can get up to 5 in the graveyard using Last Gamble. We have this game well in one, but he surrenders because he smells the cheese. Next is Yugi. Little Yugi playing with his magnet toys. All of these appropriately themed decks for the right character make me very happy. So here, alright. So we have a good hand, we have our Featherizer, and he has a terrible hand, but he has Restart. And that Anubis and that Wall of Disruption are going to go bye-bye pretty soon. Opens with Delta, sends Beta to the graveyard, activates my Featherizer with Battle Destruction, 2 wind monsters in the graveyard. I set another Featherizer. He obligingly attacks. So now we have 4 wind monsters in the graveyard, and now it's turn 5. Now it's time for Last Gamble. We're going to banish 1 wind monster, we're going to discard 1 wind monster, discard 1 spell, and we're going to special summon our Elemental Lord. It's going to Curse of Anubis, the Elemental Lord. But we have the second one, we're gonna special summon him, and then we're gonna Econ Take for the win. I love this deck. And fear not, I have saved the very best replay for last. And stripping the opponent down to their skin is what being naked in the wind is all about. Silchus Ruin. He gets ruined. We're going first. Going first is great for Last Gamble decks because that's one less turn that you have to survive. We set the Featherizer. This is another Destiny Hero deck. He has like 25 cards, which is actually strong. That did very well in the last, not MCS, but in the last Duel Links meta weekly tournament, or no, the new mini box tournament. So he gets out as Dangerous, attacks my Featherizer, 2 wind monsters in the graveyard. We have our Pineapple Blast, and we set our Horsey Tail and he activates Beginning of Heaven and Earth, and I don't let him get the Lackluster Soldier. I pick the rightmost card. But he uses Premature Return to get his Destiny Hero Decider, and then he activates Dangerous's effect, and now he has a full frickin' board. Draws cards with Celestial. Horsey Tail doesn't get that token. And we have just enough life points to activate Last Gamble. If you have less than 100 or exactly 100, it doesn't work. Get that 6. Discard. So now we have 5 wind monsters in the graveyard. We're going to activate that Pineapple Blast. And it doesn't show on the replay, but there's just this pause. Like they can't understand it. They don't. And then so it takes them a while to pick the first monster, and it takes them longer to pick the second monster, and it takes them forever to pick the third and final monster. And we have both Windrose, the Elemental Lords. If you had any back row, it would be gone. But we don't attack with the second one. We go for that sweet BM with the Arrival Rivals for the game. Thank you for watching.